All right, then good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aisha, and I, along with my fellow colleagues, Shamshi Praveen and Prachi Singh, are your hosts for this session today. On behalf of Imarticus Learning, we welcome you to join this event and appreciate your zeal to join this exciting session. I feel privileged to welcome the trainer and speaker of the event, Mr. Satvik Babu. Satvik sir is a chartered financial analyst and in fact one of the youngest people in India to become a CFA charter holder. He's truly a finance brain with expertise in capital markets, investment management, venture capital, and valuation. He's facilitating transactions across the globe. He's also a faculty for finance with Christ University, Bangalore, and he's published author of the book also. The book name is The Monkey in You, which focus basically on personal growth and competition. Satvik sir's teaching and training combine theoretical insights with more of practical applications, ensuring participants gain a comprehensive understanding of complex financial concepts. And obviously, in today's session, also, he's going to use Excel for accounting and finance. So he's going to exactly do the same. He would make this session most complex Excel computation simpler and easier for you. So, guys, before I hand over this session to Satvik sir, I would like to mention two ground rules for today. So, one is you all have been kept on mute so that you all can hear us loud and clear. But let's make it interactive by chatting. So you have this chat option and Q&A button on your Zoom panel. So you can ask your questions and Satvik sir will be able to answer them appropriately. The second rule of the session is at the end of this session, we'll have a quick 1 minute poll. So it will be launched by me and it will be reflecting on your screen. So we request all of you to share your feedbacks so that, will help. This poll will help us, this feedback will help us designing the next sessions for you as per your requirements. So now, without any further delay, let me hand over this session to Satvik sir. Satvik sir, you are in the session and thank you so very much for your time today. So it's over to you now. You can start the session. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Anita. Thanks for this quick opportunity to discuss with people on Excel. And let me probably give you a quick context on how we'll be going through today. I hope I'm audible too. I think there's a basic question that I have to ask, even though I think I am audible. I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Perfect. Perfect. So probably take you through the Excel itself, right? Hope you all can see the screen. So I was just checking how much time we have left for 2 o'clock, and we have surpassed the 2 o'clock session. The session is to start at 2 p.m. and we are above 564 seconds. So that's how practical Excel is. So the reason I also wanted to show you is that I wanted to tell that Excel is something which I use almost on day-to-day basis for my schedule, for my food schedule. My parents use for tracking their budgets. I use to track my budgets and everything end and end. For today, what we're going to learn is the basics of Excel, and it should be the starting point for you to not only become a financial analyst or accountant or anybody who is in research, but also if you want to use it in your day-to-day, you can definitely use it. So if you see this, what I want to start about is the why. The why is, why are we even looking at Excel? These are top 7 things which can come to my head. It could be organizing data, it could be modeling finance and visualization of data, automating, scenario analysis, risk assessment, budgeting, and reporting. But these are things for, the whole world. But for you and me, you need to know that Excel is used to make sure that you make your data simpler. There's huge amount of data that is there today in the world of finance. Anybody who talks about AI or machine learning, they know that it's all running through because of the huge amount of data that particular technology is learning. And if somebody is learning, what do you think AI is learning? Data, but who's feeding that data? Somebody is feeding that data, right? AI can't learn by itself. It has to be fed with some data. And that feeding of data, cleaning of data is started off with Excel too. Obviously, there are multiple other softwares like SQL or Python, whatever it is. But Excel is one of the basic aspects to start off the journey of cleaning of data, organizing the data, analyzing the data, and showing the data in a more visualized manner. So with this of context, you need to know the why. The why is if you want to become a financial analyst, if you want to organize data, if you want to model financial, finances or expenses or your budgets, you use Excel. So the why is clear. The second thing, the what. So why are we doing this discussion is clear, but the what is being learned in this session is something important for you. While the speaker already mentioned that I go in the practical approach, that's something which has been told to me, and it's always not on purpose. Like 80% of times, I try to teach something, and I think, hey, I don't think so. This is being taught in the right manner. It's theory. Why don't I tell something in practical? Right? People tell, hey, how is calculus even used in my life? I never use it. That's because our teachers never took that effort to teach how it's practically applied. Calculus is used in AI to that of manufacturing buildings. They just didn't teach us. In physics or even SpaceX, calculus is such an important factor. It's just not taught. So just like that, even in this session or even in this conversation, we're going to learn how is it practically applied. And I think that's the only way I can teach. So that's the only way I can discuss. So that is one. That is that if you want to become an analyst or if you're an analyst, what is that you need to learn? Second is an Excel etiquette. So the most important thing is you need to figure out that what is the etiquette. The important aspect of it is etiquettes to learn Excel sheet. So there's always just give me a moment. Just give me. Perfect. So the Excel etiquette. Excel etiquette means when you open an Excel sheet, just start typing. People just start typing, and that's one of the errors which people do. The reason I have this sheet different from if you see, let's say this sheet, is because I want to show you how what Excel etiquette is. The moment you open an Excel sheet, it's almost like when people open an accounting book, they start drawing lines, right, to the left side. When we were kids in A4 sheets, also we were drawing lines in A4 sheets. Exactly what you do even in Excel. The moment you open, you do something called Alt HOW. Alt HOW, and you will get a row item. I will not go into how do I do that, but you go into the row item. Alt HOW doesn't work in Macs. It works in any other Android device or Windows device. So do Alt HOW and you ensure that the first row is at 1.5. The width is at 1.5. It's a 2 or 1.5 based on the organization. Then you do a control A of the whole thing and then go to view and generally remove grid lines. You remove the grid lines so that it looks neater. Then the next thing you do is you go here and then you do Alt HBT. If you do Alt HBT, your rows gets added. But for people who don't have an Windows device, you just go to this and you do all borders. Or even if you don't do all borders, at least you do tick box border. And then we do this, the top column, the first column, we bold it out. We bold this and we also remove the bold here. And this one, you either go to this part and you say, hey, I want this color based on the organization you're working with. There's a hex color, right? Let's say for me, in more colors, there is this particular triple F, it's here. But I know my code as B91FF6, right? And you get this code based on the organization you are with, and you do this. For the sake of example, I'll not go to my organization color, but let's say the dark blue. Now you see, and now you see the column B, is not right. It's an SL number column. So you do this. I don't need to work around like this. I can just do this based on what the size is, it adds up. But I know it column 2 should be like this because the SL number is like that. So even here, I would want the SL number to be accordingly there. Did you see the difference? How was it? How was it before and how is it now? I would like you to put in the chat box. Do you see the difference? Do you all see the difference? Perfect. So we just saw a quick difference on how the whole sheet, which looked something so shabby, is differentiated to something looks a little more elegant. And now 1, 2, 3, 4 is like this, but SL number is towards the left side. And you use these three, left, middle, and right, based on where it should be. In my case, I want it to be left because SL number is here. I want serial number to be in line with 1, 2, 3, 4. And the what is here. Done. Now I'm good. Now this looks better than how it was. Now I see basic formulae like this. But one thing I see is sometimes I want everything to be in lowercase. What will I do? I put lower, or let's say the how. Next, how are we going to learn? Let me go to the formula later on because I see a lot of chats asking me to, make the same steps again. So I'll start doing the same steps again. I'll just go do this and I'll do thick borders and I'll do this and I will go to this color highlighted and then I'll make this font white and then I will also put the serial number, copy and paste it, and then do 2. And now the C column is small, so I make it big. Or the better way to do it is just if you want increase the speed. Done. Now, one of the problems I'm seeing here is the two Excel sheets. I want the S to also be capital. Or I see the how, HOW being wrong. Why is it in caps? I don't want it to be on caps. Suddenly I can see it, right? I didn't think of teaching you or telling you this, but I can see that it's not looking good. The how, HOW is in being caps, it's not looking good. I do this is equal to lower. It's a formula called lower. And I just do this, the text, and now it's looking different. It looks completely different. Now, no, I don't think so. The whole thing being lowercase doesn't make sense. I want the T and the H to be caps, like the what. This looks good. So what shall I do? You do is equal to, you do something called proper, PROPER. This is another text function, proper. Now this looks good. But if I copy this and paste this, oh, my format is gone. I can't even see the words. So what will I do? I copy this, I go here, and I do Control Alt V. Control Alt V. Okay, that's called paste special. And when you do Control Alt V, you can put it in the same format. You're only copying the format, or you can copy it in the form of values or formulas. I copy it in the form of values so that the format doesn't change. The format doesn't change. And Control Alt V is a space special. There are multiple things. Each one takes 2-3 minutes to discuss, at least 5 minutes to specialize. Understand it in depth. So I'll not go into the each one, but paste special. Remember, when somebody asks you to do paste special, it's Control Alt V. Done. Done with the sheet. This is how you clean this sheet compared to how it was before. You see, even now, this doesn't look that good. It's a little shabby. But look at how these two look. Look different. I've already also used, a bit of concatenate in this place, but I will come to concatenate in another place. So as of now, we'll start off with the OG discussion of finance related formula. So before that, I'll tell you the how. How are we going to go through today? We're going to go through the whole set of formulae with 2 Excel sheets. Excel sheet number one is a financials of an MNC. It's a multinational company. It's a bank. So I'm using a bank's financials to show you how you can use formula here and there in that particular sheet. Second sheet, I'm going to show you how a wealth manager, if I'm a wealth manager, which I am, I work with a multifamily office, and let's say I see a client, and if I see a client has 10x securities, he has debt, he has financial instrument, he has equity, all of them, how will I use my Excel skills to clean the data up? Number one. Second, also use my formula to also evaluate and analyze. These are the two things we are going to look at. One is a multinational company, and second, we're going to look at a client who is a wealth, client who is going to have multiple securities. So what else are we going to go? These are all the formula which we are going to broadly try and navigate through. And in between, look, there is lower or proper, which we did it already, right? In between, there's any additional formula which I think is necessary for you, we are going to discuss. This is more of an interactive conversation. This is more of a place where I'm saying that these are the skills you need as an analyst. I've been working in the space for 7 years, and I know, most of these firms have some basic necessities, basic knowledge of some formulae, and that's what we're going to do. Each formulae can be dwelled down into multiple layers. I'm going to talk about it in the end, but I'm going to repeat. Each formulae can be, drilled down into multiple layers. So if I tell some formula can alone be, used, individually, saying is equal to some, all the things, but it can also be part of a bigger formula. So I tell anybody who is going through Excel that please go through what the formula means, not just the formula in this context, what the formula means as a whole in Excel, but not just in this context. So I will probably start off. Before that, any questions? Let's try to. The sheets will be shared with you. Definitely, yes. Alt ESV, yes, it's also paste special. That's another short com. So shortcuts with Alt is not going to discuss and dwell much in this particular session, because those take up time and a little confuse people and scare people on how is it being done. So that's why I'm saying that Alt as a a shortcut. That means if you press Alt, shortcuts start being alive. So you wake up the shortcuts by pressing Alt. By doing Alt HBT, you get your borders or sorted. Alt HBA, all borders will be sorted. Alt HOW, the row width can be reduced. So things like that, right? Formula is in my, in my handy, but because when I'm doing, if I start using formula, then you will not be able to navigate. Thus, we won't be using Alt formula today. Yes, perfect. Definitely, we will go a little slower until now. We've not even started. So don't worry, with the actual formulae, we will go slow. We will discuss and dwell into it. Cool. Let us start with sheet number one. This is HDFC Bank, a bank's financials. It's given to you, and now you got to start doing your work. How will I start? On day zero, you started today. Today, you are asked to do a particular, Excel on HDFC Bank, and are told that, hey, can you please make sure that you do valuation of this company? When did you start? The first thing you would have done is probably 10th December 2024, 7:22 p.m. You just randomly write it. You write simply, you'll write 10th December 24 and 7:22 p.m. You'll just write this. This has nothing to do with it. So Control C, Control Alt V. Okay, you wrote this. Okay, you wrote this. Now, next thing you're going to do is, let me just delete this for you to show how I've done this, is today. You are saying, what is today's date? You are updating it today, right? So every time you update, you can read the either, put the date manually, 22nd December 2024. You rather put it like this, manually, or else you can just do today. Just do today. Enter. You got your date. Do you have to manually do it? No. Tomorrow, again, if you want to put it tomorrow, you need to you're not required to change the formula every day. The day will come today. What is today's date? It will come automatically. And if you want to say last updated, let's say last updated, today is the last updated. Control Alt V, values, enter. Or now, oh no, this is coming as a number. What will I do? First thing is you sorted out with today as a formula, understood. But then I want to also make sure this also is in a date. You can make or change this in the form of date in two ways. I will teach you the more practical approach. You can just press Control 1, or first of all, first approach, you go to general, you go down, you have general, number, currency, accounting, date. So if it was a number, you would have just put this. Is it a number? No. Is it a currency? It's not. Accounting, that means that it will also come with the particular currency which is going to have, also with 1,000 factors or lakh factors what you have embedded. Based on what you have embedded to the Excel, that will come. Is it a date? Absolutely yes. Is it a date? Yes. I'm going to put a date. Did it change? Yes. But now I see a small problem. The problem is that is it in the right format? I don't think so. Is it in the right format? Everyone? I want to see in the chat box. No, it's not in the right format. Or it's not in the right format we want. It is still in the right format for Americans. Or it is for some other country which is, preferring to have it in YYY, MM, and DD. But what do we want? Correct. DD, MM, YYY. That is what we want. So what is the better way to do it? There are two ways to do it. I'll tell you the most efficient way. Press Control 1 or Command 1. This will pop up. Format cells will pop up. One way to do it is search here what type of thing you want in date. I can get any number of varieties. I want this. This makes sense. I like this. And I press OK. This is the ideal way to do it. The second way to do it is I already had it here in next to today. And this format was something which was already inbuilt. And I want to just put it in the last updated sheet. Like, how do I do this? Just format here, format painter. All of you can see to the left side, format painter. You go to the format painter and you press this. It formats everything, gives you the color, gives you that format, everything. There are two ways to do it. Way number one is you take this and format it. Way number two is pressing Control 1 and going to this place, going to date and searching for what makes sense for you. Even now, I can select something else. Okay, this makes sense. This one, 14 March 2024. Good, looks good. I'll take this. 22 December 2024. Looks better. Anyway, the way I want. And I can also update this that way now. Looks good. This is last updated. And tomorrow, this will remain because I did a Control Alt V. I pasted paste special. It's not dynamic, but this will change. This will change. And why is that, changing is important for me? I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. But as of now, remember, today will change. Next, time updated. In the morning when I woke up, that is when I updated last. But now I want to know what is the time right now. I'm updating it again. So I'm going to press is equal to. Now I'm going to do enter. So when I do is equal to now, I can't just leave it here. If I enter, it won't come. I have to press is equal to now and tab. Do a tab. And I have to also technically close the bracket, but Excel is smart enough that it knows that, hey, he's wanting to close the bracket. I don't need to ask him to close the bracket as such. If you just press enter, it will come. So now it has come, right? 230. This is what I wanted. Enter. 230 is correct. Now We go to the next one. Today is done. Now is done. Next one is date value to the left. What does this mean? I'm mixing both formulae. Formula number one is date value. Formula number two is left. What does both do? Date value means that it will only take up whatever the date is. In this particular cell, you can see both date and time. Date is 22nd December 2024. And also you can see 2:30. If I just do date value of this, what will you get? Nothing. You get nothing. Let me just show a highlight. You get a value error. It doesn't understand. This whole thing is not called as date. But what you do is, I want date value. Whatever I'm going to arrive at is date value, but only the left part of it is relevant for me. So what I can also do is, if I just go left. So what is left? Let me show you what left is. If I show left, that means the left part of it. Am I able to see the left part of it is being relevant for me? I put left is equal to left, which is relevant for me. This is the text. The text I want from is this 22nd December 2024. And I go comma. I want the first 6 characters or 8 characters from this. And I put 8, enter. Again, this doesn't look good. This looks like a number. What will we do? Go to general, go to this, date. So working. So does the 8 letters is right? We need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can I change it to 6? Is it working? See what we have done here. What we have done, 18. And we have gotten this part, 18. Probably I'll explain you with here. What we have done is, you don't need to know dated value, you don't need to know date value and left together. We will discuss both of them separately. But your point is, date value gives you the date from whichever particular scenario you see. Let's say in this case, if you take date value, date text, you press this, here you get your date. Can you all see? The date is equal to date value. This is in a number format. Anything it's in the form of text, it's in the text format. All of them we have already changed to number. Until unless I change it to text format, it won't come. December 2024. If I change this to date value, it comes. There seems to be an error. Let us come back to this, because I have to teach you left along with date value. So we'll come back to this when we learn left. But as of now, understand date value arrives you to the date. Second thing is expected finish date. What I'm saying, I know that the expected finish date is after 12 months. Today, the date is 2024 December 10. First of all, I want to change the format for these two. I take a format session and we do it. 10 December 24, and I want 12 months later this particular project to be sorted. So we know that the expected finish date is 10 December 2025. How will I do it? I put e date. Let me remove this. I'll say e date. Start date is this. How many months later? 12 months later. Let's say I want 8 months later. I put 8 and I put enter. 10th August 2025. I need to get it done. Next is, I don't want to know how many days I have for this to finish. Every time I wake up in the morning, I want to know, first of all, how many days I have to finish, or how many days I have from 10 December 2024 to 10 December 2025. Two things. This is number of days I had, and if I want, I can also show you number of days left. How do I do number of days left? Is equal to network days. Again, how many network days? Network days means working days. How many working days I have? Today, I have today. Start date is 10 December or 22nd December in my case, because today, from today to 10th August, how many do I have? Enter. I have 165 days more. So I repeat, if you want to know the number of days I had, I started on 10 December. I am ending on 10th August because 8 months. Number of working days I have is 174, or in next 8 days, 8 months. Number of days left, I'm going to start from today. I'm going to go look at expected final date, 10th August 2025, and I see 165 days. All of you with me? Anyone lost? All of you with me? I want the chat box to say yes, no.
Yes, yes.
I can come again. Couple of you are saying come again. Let's come again. Which part do you want me to come again? Expected days. Okay. Number of days of 174. Okay. Let's remove this for the sake of it. First thing, the moment you're starting the whole session, you're saying that, hey, 10 December I started. I have 8 months, but can you tell me how many working days I have? 8 months though, I mean, if February is part of it, I don't understand how many working days there probably is holidays or whatever. So can you tell me how many working days I have? I go to is equal to network days. I put the 10th December. I put the end date and I enter. I know 174 days are there on 10th December, from 10th December to 10th August 2025. I know that 174 days were there for me to work on this project. I know now. If I want, I can also add, let's say 4. And it will reduce the number, but that's fine. Okay. Technically, it has to reduce the number and the number of holidays, and then I have to input the dates which I have, holidays. But for now, you understood 174? All of you? All of you with me? Number of days I have from 10 December to 10th August. The distinct difference between both. Is that includes both start date and end date? Yes. You have to put both the start date and the end date. All of you with me? Selvam, you got it? Perfect. Perfect. That's good. Now I'm saying, boss, I know 174 days was there for me to finish this project. But can you tell me how many days do I have from today? 10th August is the submission date. I know 10th August is the submission date, but every day I want to kind of know how many days do I have, working days do I have. So I put the same network days and I go start date as today. Today is already there here in this particular section, today, 22nd December. End date is also there here. That is expected finishing date. And I put enter. 165 days. It's only been 9 working days that has passed from 10 December to 22nd December. That's a different conversation. But this is the number of days left. Let's say this changes. The manager will come. It was not started on 10 December 24. It was actually started on 10th November 2024. So this changes to more than that. Or this is changing this because this is 8 months. So now I have to change this to, I had given you 10 months. 10 November 24, 10 November 25 changes. All of you with me? Anyone has a doubt? Will this follow national holidays? No. It doesn't follow Indian national holidays. It only follows the Saturdays and Sundays, and we need to input the national holidays. but they are looking for an updation, but that's a different conversation. Perfect. Now I want to know the number of years, this particular thing difference. I've been seeing days, but let's say if I change this to 2021, it's been happening from 2021. How many days do I have? 1001 days I have. How many more days for me to finish this? 188 days, because 10 September is the finish date. But how many years has this been happening? We use year frac. We say year frac. Year frac. It started on 10 November 2021. Expected finish date is 10 September 2025. It's been happening from 4 years. Can you tell me exact number of years? It's 3.8 years. This is what you use for number of years. This is for number of days. And we go to the next part. Now that you are done with this, you're saying, I want to know which month is the current month. For that, you just put month and you put, I know you will know it is 12. If I ask you which month is the current month is 12, like why do you have to put a formula? But it is not for today, for this. You will say month is December 12, and you will put another formula if you want. The practical purpose of 12 is you will put another formula saying that if this particular thing is more than 6, that means if it's after June, more than 6, then I want to say urgent. Urgent. And if it is less than 6, what will happen? It says chill. Is it more than 6? It is more than 6. That is if it's more than June. If it's more than June, then it is urgent. Then if it is less than June, you are chill. So that's what I want to come here. Where is it taking from? This one. Let's say the last updated was 22nd April 2024. And it means chill. That person is chilling. If it is 22nd June 2024, again, it says until 6, it's fine. Until 6, it's fine. More than 6, it's urgent. So the moment you say 22nd September 2024, you are changing to urgent. People are using it. Or you can change it to active. Anything. You can put whatever you want. This is an if function. We were not supposed to discuss if function because it's slightly updated, but it looks important. If it is more than 6, that is, it's anytime after June, that means people are active. If it's been less than 6, you will become chill. Same thing with the year. Year you want year into perspective, you put year. You go to this 22nd September 2024, enter, you get your year. You got your month, year, and even if you want to put day, is equal to day. Go to this date, put enter. You want to change this to number. Again, why, sir? Why do you want to have 22nd day? I know I can clearly see 22nd, but this is because you only are seeing one. What if there's hundreds of dates? And you want to know that if it's anytime after 15th or after 20th, you will say if this particular number is more than 20, then you will write salary due. If it is less than 20, you will say not due. So for that, remember, this is very important. Open this, put due, end. So this is salary due. If function, additional understanding of if function. All of you with me? Let's go back. Will this get automatically updated every day? Yes. The today column gets automatically updated every day. Network Network days, calculated working days. How to calculate all days, including holidays. For that, you put dated if. Dated if is equal to dated if. But unfortunately, a Mac doesn't have dated if, but any Windows have dated if. Put dated if, you will get the formula. How number of year is calculated? Number of years calculated using the formula year frac. Year frac. You see this? Year frac. And you say, I want to know the start date. Start date is 10th November 2021. End date is last updated 2024. Enter. 2.9. All of you with me? Perfect. Month is calculated a similar way. Just put month and you find this. Number of months, is it? Number of months, I've never come across that. I don't think so. There's a formula either. Number of days is either you use network days or dated if. We'll do one with only one for couple of formulas are not there in Mac versus Windows. And let's see if once we are done with this, we'll go to Mac, Windows for a moment and see if we can go to those formulas. If you don't get anything, you should put in the chat box what you don't get, what exactly is your doubt, and then is when you need to go ahead. Can't go from beginning. How to remove the margins? What do you mean by the margins? Where's the margin? All these are date formulas. Which date formula you would want? This is today, this is time updated. So I'll probably go in the end. You need to tell which exact formula you didn't get it. We will step to the next part of it. We need the whole table from starting today. Not clear with the question. If the moderators are clear with the question, you can let me know. I will move to the next one. How to remove the grid lines? How do you remove the grid lines? Is Control A, go to View. You have grid lines on, grid lines off. This is how you go. Now let's go to the next part of it. If all of you are clear with the date, some of you might not be, you will get this particular Excel sheet, but we'll move to the next part. You don't need to remember the formula. You just need to know this formula the moment the reason arrives. I think this is a very important discussion. People keep asking me, how do you remember the Excel formula? I don't remember the Excel formula. If you ask me, can you tell me 100 Excel formula? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I know VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index, match, 5 formula on my top of that. Some Fs, counters. All this I might remember in the top of my head of 10 tops. But do I know 100 formula? Yes, I know hundreds of formulae. How? Because when the problem arrives, I know this is probably the solution. Number one, right? The problem arises, I'm like, you can use today. I would have never thought of today until someone talks about a problem. I'm like, hey, Kai, you can use today. Bro, you can probably use left. You can probably use mid. I'll never think of mid in the top of my head. That's not there. So you need to start solving problems and you will keep remembering the formula. So I repeat, I keep telling people, please remember to use Excel regularly so that you face a lot of problems. You start, looking at different formulae for that. And second thing is you start Googling it. You clearly put what the problem is, what the type of formula which you can use. You can Google it, or you can also use AI for now, where because Microsoft is linked with ChatGPT very closely, start using ChatGPT. Ask it for a formula. Recently, I was dwelling into mod formula. Mod formula is a little tricky, but that actually helps me do something called offset. It's a father of offset. right? But long back is when I used mod, but I got to know through ChatGPT, remembered again. So start putting out your problem very clearly to ChatGPT. It will give you out this, formula too. This is a second time. Second way you go ahead is with that. Okay. So somebody has put that start date and end date and network day C3 is you getting 263. Then you should check your date again. You need to put screenshot and we'll see if we can do it. You want to put day and name. That's another formula. We will dwell into that another time or later. But for now, let's go to the next part. We have quite a few formulas and we have slightly run out of time. Sure. Next thing we want to discuss is the text function. So remember text. Text gives out, I will probably try and do this for you, right? Text gives out December. Let's say if you want the month only and you only want to see that, let's say is equal to text, and you go put here and you say you open your, then put TDD, then do this, you get your day. Somebody asked this question. You wanted the day name, right? Day name. This is how you do it, Shriram. I mean, I'm always wonder what day my birthday comes on, every year. I put 2705 and I just put my date, birthday. This is my birthday. And I just put, let's say, is equal to, and I put text. I put text. I put the value, that is in this case, the date. I put comma. If you put comma is when you put the next part of the formula. You see the blue color things? I don't need to remember the formula. That's what I mean. I can remember the type of formula, but I don't need to remember exact things in the formula. Why do I not need to remember the exact things in the formula? I have it here. It is asking me to put value. Okay, I know it's the value. Next, it's asking me what format text you want. I open this, then I put D, 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 and D. I know I need to put more than two so that I get the day. I just put that. I know I'll get the day. Sriram, you want a Tuesday? Perfect. I know this year, in 2025, my birthday falls on a Tuesday. Great. Something you all should try and see. You don't need to check your calendar every time. Or you can no need to check the calendar and try to swipe through. I just do it in 2 seconds, man. This is what you do. If I want only the year, you put Y. You want the month, you put MMM. Or if you want only DEC, you just do 3 Ds and you get December. So text acts like a catalyst for you. You don't need to start typing the days or typing the years separately. You just put text of this particular value, comma, and then put MMM. In this case, it was GDT. Got it? All of you with me for these three formula? What are the key shortcuts for Excel? uh, what we will do is last 20 minutes we will shift to the windows. I would need a few minutes from your time for me to shift in the last 20 minutes, and I'll show you some important shortcuts. Number one shortcut which you already learned was control one. Control one is a very important formula for you to important shortcut for you to go to formatting the cells. When you press control one, let's say in this case control one, you went to formatting the numbers. You can also format borders. If you see here, Sunday is here. I only want to the left side. I want a very thick column into the left side. I took the thick column. I pressed this. And to the right side, I want a dotted line. I put the dotted line. I go to the right. I'll repeat this. Let's say I want this particular line. I press this and I go to the bottom. I press it. Same thing again. I'll press it. And now I see a designer text box. I press OK. I get this. Looks neat. Looks different. Again, I'll press Control 1. I want to fill this with some different color. I go this. I go here. Press this. Rather than going to home every time, going to this place and doing all that, you press Control 1 and you have these 5 important things. Number. In number, you have currency, accounting, the custom. I do custom. When do I do custom? I think we'll dwell into it. These are all not there in what we were supposed to discuss, but I think these are very good questions. So good question from Shriram. Good question, even from Payal. Doing good job with the question section. Even Divyaram, right? Divyam doing a good job. So now let's say I want um, this particular thing, right? 2024, and let's random number. 5. I'm a 5'8" tall. Okay, I want to put this, but everywhere you see, people won't try and put 5'8", right? They'll just put 5.8, or they'll put 5'8", something like this. It look, I mean, but you want it to be presentable. How will I make it presentable? Press Control 1 again. I press Control 1, good. Then I will go to custom, and this is saying it is a date. It is not a date. The type is not a date. I will remove this, and I will put 0 point. First I'll put open this. This is a very important thing, open this, and then put 0, put close this, then open it again, then put foot, open this, press this, press OK. Takes time. Give us a minute. It's not recognizing. There's some problems with the Mac, but let's try something more often. You won't use 5'8" everywhere. Okay, it came in. Okay, you need to enter again. So 0'0". So you get the 0'0" added. Now let's say I want it to be in decimals. I want it to be in 2 decimals. You put 0.00. Okay, you get 5.80. No, I want it to be in 3 decimals. You put Control 1. You go to custom. You do 0.000. Second way to do it is you can also use these 3. Alt H9 and Alt H0. If you're on in Windows, we'll go to Windows and we'll try and do a lot more, but you do this, decrease it or increase it. Now you see 6 foot. I'm not 6 foot, but I can tell I'm 6 foot by Excel at least. Excel is saying I'm 6 foot. I didn't say, but let's go to the reality. Sorry, I'm just 5'8", man. Sorry to say that. So this is what you use to kind of customize your numbers. Control 1 to do number, alignment, font, border, fill, and protection. Protection is locked and hidden. Let's not dwell into it, but this is how we do it. One of the shortcuts. Good. How to adjust the width of the cells automatically, like according to the data it contains. Let's say this is like this. This you won't be, are you able to see this? You're not able to see this, unfortunately. What do? Just go to this column, wherever this column ends. Can you see this? The column is ending here. You double tap on this. Done. It is automatically adjusted to the length or the width of that particular row or column. In this case, it's a column, and it is automatically adjusting to that column or whatever the width is. This is how you do it. Cool. This looks good. Let's go back. Let's go back to all the formulae. We learned these formulae. Dated if, as I told you, it calculates the difference between 2 dates. It's only there in Windows. Let's see if we can, look into it once we change it. Did we discuss text columns? Yes, we did it. We looked at the day. We looked at what it does on year. Then did we look at text concatenate? We did not. Let's now look into the sheet. This is the financials. The financials is here. What happens is, one of the problems we will see is that I know it is 2009. This is supposed to be 2009, but I want it to be F509. Why do I need to be F509? Because it has to be presentable. In presentability, I can't just keep put 2009. Have you ever seen in any balance sheet in in any of these annual reports being 2009? You won't. You will see it to be FY09. But it is very difficult for me to formulate it that way. So what will I do is I take concatenate. Again, you do is equal to concatenate, or rather than doing all that, let me show you how do I do another place where we can do concatenate. Let's say your name is anybody's name. Let's try for anyone's name here, right? Let's say Payal. Payal, before I go to your question, let me show you something else, right? If you want to write the exercise, there's like just a, yeah, I have done that already. Let me just do is equal to, let's say someone else's name. Let's say it was a full name. I think Payal's full name was Payal Soni, correct? Payal Soni. Payal Soni. Okay. First thing, I don't like whenever the names are in this way. I do is equal to, okay, proper. I did proper. Okay, first letter is proper. And I do Sony. Perfect. This looks good to me. Now I'm done with proper and Sony. Look, I didn't have to again type proper. I copied this and I pasted this. So it will come to the second cell. It was in double A. Now, if I copy here, it will be in double B. And if I press something here, let's say diagram. And if I copy this and if I paste right below this, because this is below this also has to be below this. So as to be below this. I press this here, diagram is here. I get diagram, file Sony done, diagram's done. So now, but what I wanted was having this first name and her last name to be in the same place. I can do it two ways. Number one is just press concatenate, 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 and just go press file, concat, and then go press Sony. But you'll see a small error here, but let's try. You'll see what the error is. File Sony. But people won't know this is a first name and surname. Is there an error? Are you seeing the error? Except Pile, anyone can answer. What's the error? What's the error? Tell me. No space. No space. Yes. No space. Give me some space. Okay, this is something which I've already read before. Seems like a different chat box for me. Space and caps. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I want it to be having a space. So what I'll do is, again, open this, space, close, then comma. The thing I added was this. Just this. You're all able to see this? Let me zoom in a bit. Able to see this? I just add these two things. I press enter. Now we got the space. There is space. Now it looks good. Some people want this. Payal Soni is studying in Mumbai. So in my cell, I want it to also say that Payal Soni is from Mumbai. So I will do again, comma, open, space, comma, this, or I will want this, some random thing, hyphen, whatever it is, to be here, then comma, then Mumbai. Enter. Payal Soni is from Mumbai. I got it. If you want to add space, you can add space. If you want to delete space, you can delete space. So this is how we do concatenate. So this is helpful whenever you want to join things. But let me try and show you something easier. You do this, and you press this, and you do this. We got what we did with concatenate. Looks simpler. Also, we can do this, open this, space, then do this. Done. We did something without the concatenate. Concat looks very big. We did it without that. So this is ampersand. And when we use the ampersand thing, it becomes the same thing as concatenate. So yeah, there's another shortcut for concat. Cool. It's been an hour, so I mean 45 minutes. So can you repeat concat? Nothing. Just concat. See the formula. Concat. Use whatever the words you want. And if you want space, you need to just open this capacitor, then have some space, close it, then put a comma. Cool. We'll take a minute break, a few minutes of break. I want a lot of questions to come in this break. I'll stop sharing. I want the questions to come in. I want you to give some, understanding on how this is going. You want something specific. So let me know. Just a minute for you to take it through. Or, what I'll do is I'll try if I can share this Excel in this group. Let's try that. I can. Yeah, correct. Instead concat, we can use and as well, and we have shown that. Good question. Logic and functions would be helpful with multiple conditions. Nested if is important, but we're starting with the basics. Probably we'll do a session 2 where you go through that. Okay, this is a different question. Um, Photos behind me, what kind of impact do you want? Each person have different impact. My point of view is that you can't have one role model. So I have Abdul Kalam, Tata, and an actor who's called Raksha Shetty in Karnataka. Then Raghu Dikshit, who's a singer. So each of them have their own qualities who I look at. Rahul Dravid. These are the 6 people I think who are there. I see them every day. And A.R. Rahman, correct. So yeah, they all are masters of their space. Different spaces. One created a niche, one created a brand for themselves. So one created philanthropy. So yeah, it's another day of discussion, but perfect. We'll take another 2 minutes. I want all of you to download the Excel on the chat box, and whoever wanted to kind of do it alongside can do it too. But there are some things which we are going to do on this day, and then that Excel will be more helpful for you. I didn't receive the sheet. It's there on the host me to host and panelist. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I think it was only for the host and the panelist. Some people are doing it already. That's great. Give me a moment. All of you can see it now. Suppose we have entered 2 dates and there's a gap between them. How do you delete gap between them if there's a bunch of data? Hemant, see, these questions are tricky to understand until you show a screenshot or we see it in the Excel, because the sentences are not very easily formulated. Perfect. I want all of you to download. Some people are sending it again. Good. Okay. I'll give you all a minute. Download this, look into it, and we'll come back. 3:10 we start again.
Guys, just give us 2 minutes, no? And then wait. I think Satvik sir he's on a meet right now.
Sorry, what happened?
Okay, okay, sir. I thought you are on mute, so we were getting message on the sheet, so on the chat, so that's why. If you could just
Uh,
help them,
what's happening? I couldn't find the sheet. Please share sheet.
yes,
You were able to see, right?
sir. I am not able to see your screen as well now because
Yeah, I'm not
uh,
sharing. I've just stopped sharing. Let me just. I think Tahir got it. Subha she did not find. Okay, and I'm
yeah.
unable to view the sheet. I think there's a click to download button. Anita, whatever you've shared. No, I'm not sharing any sheet on the screen, guys. I've shared an Excel workbook on the chat box. Look into the chat box. Not able to find it? Let's take a minute because if you are able to do it, it'll be good. Not receive anything.
No, sir. We have not received anything. If you could just send it once again.
Um, Shamshi, Anita is sharing it. Anita is trying has shared it twice already on the group, on the chat box.
Okay.
I think people are
One
searching in
second.
Q&A. That's good. Tahir, as Tahir is saying, I think you're searching in the Q&A. Um,
Sir, do you have the sheet? If you can just share it.
yeah,
Hi
I've shared it.
Shamshi, the sheet has been shared by Satvik sir. So I've been sharing it in the chat box by selecting everyone. So I believe everyone is able to see the sheet. I've shared it multiple times. No worries, Satvik sir, we can share it in the WhatsApp group also. We have our official WhatsApp group, so we can share the sheet there also. It is
Yes,
available.
Aisha, because we are not able to see. No, it's not available in the chat box, Aisha.
Oh, okay. Um, many of them are saying it is available. It is available. Let me share it again.
If it's not available from the mobile, I think it will not be available. But
Maybe yes, yes, that could be the reason. Yeah.
Okay.
cool. Let me start off. It could be due to mobile issue, yeah, maybe. But let me start off. So share my screen again. We were doing that's fine. Not having the Excel sheet, you can focus just right onto this thing. If you get it, we are anyway sending it post the whole session is done. That's when we want you to see. Right now, you can focus on the Excel sheet. Let me know once you all can see my screen. I want you to put an S. Good, good. Perfect. Done. Now let's go to this. Okay. We are done with these formulas. Let's just put it on red so that it's easier. We're done with this. We're done with concatenate. Now we have to do this. Now we'll go to another sheet. Before I come back to that sheet sometime later, but this is a sheet for wealth managers. Wealth managers have these few key things: ISIN, quantity, investment name, the product, institution, country, style, yada yada yada. Okay, these are the few most important things. I have not hidden all the rows because I want you to see how extensive the data is. While I've hidden some rows so that you don't know that it's very extensive or not, but these are the key rows. Now, first thing you should do always is clean up. I was not able to wait and I cleaned up some parts. So I'm not able to show you that parts where I cleaned it up, but let me still show you the some parts which I've forced myself not to click. Number one, these. If you see here, this particular thing, the quantity, I don't want the decimals at all. But still there are some places where the decimals are. So what I'll do is I'll go to this column C, I'll take all of them, and I can either do two things. Number one, I can do control one, and I can go to number, go to custom, just do this 0 point. That's all, just 0, because I don't want decimals, right? And I'll put OK. I just comes this, enter, you get it out, right? But this is one way. But the other way is now there's two decimals. If I want no decimals, I go to decrease decimal here, right below number, and I press 1, 2. In case if it is Windows, you put Alt H9, Alt H9, you're done. If it is Windows again, you want more decimals, that is increase decimal, you do Alt H0, Alt H0. So this is what you do if you have a Windows. Okay, this is the shortcut, Alt H9 and Alt H0. Now coming to the next part, what we were trying to discuss. So first, cleaning up, correct? Let's clean it up. This is cleaned up. This looks good. This is fine. Product looks fine. Institution also looks fine. All of them okay. These two rows don't look fine. Column J, I want investment date. First of all, the investment date is not even seen. First thing I'll do is I'll go here, right in middle J and K. You see this? Right in middle J and K, I go here and I press, double click on it. It fits in well. Only then it will fit in. Before it was so small, now it will fit in. Same thing with holder. It will fit in. Column L, go here, double click, width is fitted in. Now all three look good, but is there any other error you can see here? I want you to put any other error or anything you don't look good. Okay, number one, date format, that's good. Date, it's number, correct, great. Anybody wants to give it a shot? How do we do it? Header did not fit. Good. Header did not fit because we didn't double click. Or what's the problem? Header did not fit. Happens sometimes. Change to date. How do we do it? Second name is small letters. We'll come to that. That is good observation, Prashant. I wanted first investment date. So we'll start with investment date. Date format change. I select all. I click on general. I can go to these two. Where do I go? Select date. So I can select either one of the dates. I will select a longer date. But again, do I like this date? We have discussed this. I don't like this date. I don't like year on year, then then month and then date. What I'll do is I'll press Control 1. Great. Control 1, and I'll go to custom. Then I go to this and change it to, or I can just go date. I have here, right here, I have it. Different formats. But these formats are also not good enough for me. Let's say for now, these formats are good enough. So I'll press this, or if it's not good enough, I go to custom. I go to this, I go DD, MM, YY, or DD, MMM, YY. I like this. I always like this. Personal preference, I press this. Format of date look good. Nice. Next, we come to holder. One of the problems somebody said, Prashant said, second name and small letters. Great, Prashant. How will I do this now? It's already here. The two ways to do it, or the best way to do it is correct. We use proper. So we go to this. We'll just add for the sake of for a second is equal to proper. Enter. Tulkar Shahrukh, Hrithik Koshin, Kishore Bikchandani. Done. We have this. Control C. Now I need it in the same place. I go back. Control Alt V or Alt ESV. One of them. I use Control Alt V. V. Okay. Done. The work of this column is done. I just delete it. I am done. Now does this look good? This looks good. Fine. Now there's a small challenge here, but I'll come to this later. Any shortcut for proper, how much of a shortcut you need more than proper, man? No. Selvam really needs a big shortcut. So next, invested capital. Let's talk about a problem in invested capital. Anybody wants to tell what invested capital problem is? I'm not going to consider the problem of size. That's done. Good. No commas. Decimals. Decimals are no commas. I sometimes, for currency, I might need, columns. So how do I do this? I select all. There are two ways to do it. Great. Accounting form. General. And I go press accounting. It's all done. The thousands done. The decimals required is done. Sometimes you want 2 decimals for currencies. All done. You clean that up. And I need the same thing for value. I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to put a format painter. I have already selected the whole thing. I select the format painter here. The format painter is here. You all can see this format painter like a small brush here. I go press that format painter. Then I press it back here. You get it. How to change the currency as there are 2 ways to do it, but the most important ways to do it is more number formats, and you try to go to the base system and change the currency. But because you're in India, you generally start getting INR or USD. The other way to do it is this USD here, and then come to, oh, you all saw it. I'm sure you know this. Control 1, currency, symbol. Let's go to Yiddish. Okay, we change the currency. Or we want wine. Wine looks good. Wine looks good. Let's go with wine. We change the currency. We all change the currency. Okay. Symbol has added in the cell. How can we clear it? You can't clear it if it's an accounting format. You need to make it number to clear the currency. And you want 1000 separator. You go to control 1. You use this, use 1000 separator. Use 1000 separator. You press here and you come. Okay. I'll repeat this whole process. I don't want currencies here. I really don't want. I don't want Yiddish, USD or whatever. I press Control V. And I go to this use 1000 separator. Go to number first, then use a 1000 separator. You have not gone out of currency and you press OK. In case you want numbers to be negative, press something called Alt H K. Always press Alt H K. You'll get it automatically. The numbers coming on red and everything. Okay. Then numbers will come in red. We also have something called conditional formatting, which will come in 15 minutes or in 10 minutes. That will show whole cell will become red if you want. So that's something will come in a minute. So now we are done with invested capital. We are done with value as on report date. Same thing. I don't want to take time at all. I'll just take the format painter. I'll just highlight it here. I'm done. I'm done here. And if I want it to be in accounting, I have to change it. To change it to, let's say, on currency, I have to change it. So however you want to, you wish to. Okay. Then now these 2 parts too. I select the both thing. I go here. I take percentage. I am done. This absolute returns and XIRR both are formed. I'm done with this. Cleaning the Excel sheet, a very important part of Excel journey. Most of the Excel courses or workshops don't teach it. I'm really, for the fact that first clean the sheet, then use all this formula. Okay, now let's try to learn these three formula. Okay, mid, find, search, all this. Let's try and do something else too. Left and right. Most of you I know that are finance enthusiasts. And for you, I'm teaching you some other concept apart from Excel today. That is called ISIN number. ISIN number is a number that is issued for every single security. Let's say the security is called UTI Nifty Next 50 Fund. For this, there is an ISIN number attached. Let's say this is ICICI Prudential. Then there is an ISIN number attached. All of them are unique to its own. While for the sake of example, I have repeated some ISIN numbers and it's not the exact ISIN number, but for each of the instrument or each of the security, it's a different ISIN number. This is how you identify ISIN number. So I want to know that country code, IN, right? As you can clearly see, which all are Indian, authority ones, Indian issued ones, Indian authorized ones. Where can I see it? The first two letters. But can I see that every time I should put one, okay, one. Oh, suddenly I see you use, okay, zero. Can I do that? Is it feasible? Yes or no? Is it feasible for me to do what I was doing? Not feasible. Thank you. It's sensible for you to say it's not feasible. So what I want is, do I want only the first two letters or the whole thing? Only the first two letters are fine for me to get to know. So what I'll do is equal to, I'll take the left to this and say is equal to left, whereas the text, it's here, ISIN, I go to B2, comma, number of characters I need is 2, and I press enter. I see IN here. Do I know it's India? I obviously know it's India. Where is US then? Let's wait. There's one security which is US. There's one security which is US. Good. Now let's say I'm done with this. Now I can either drag it like this, or I can double click here, as you can see. But if I have to double click there, I have to be right next to the column which is already filled. Now this is filled. This will also fill if I double click here until the number is there. Until the last number, if I double click here, it will fill. If you see here, I'll control Z. I just need to come here, this part to the right side corner, the thick, dot if which you can see here. I need to come here and I say double click. And I double click here and I'm like, done. Got it. I got you. IN. Next, what I can also do is I'll show you when I do right, mid or right, whatever. Okay. Next one I want is right. Correct. I'm done with left, boss. Why do I need right? Look at this. Where's the SI number? So check digit. See, check digit is for accuracy. Okay. So it is not very important as such, but still it's something which is known to be important. So check digit is something which I want. The unique number, or for accurate purposes, it uses an algorithm and assigns the random number. So I want that digit. So I go to right and I want the same text, let's say. And I say how many letters from the end I want. Only one. Enter. Is there a zero here? Okay, it's a zero. Okay. I do the same thing, double click here. Or the other way to do it is just select how much until when you need and press Control D. You select Control D. All of you with me? Suddenly you became quiet. Oh, Ugalandi has already put Control D is used for it. Yes, Control D and Control R is something which you can use. Good. I want you also, whatever you have learned also to put, whatever. Control D for what? I'll repeat. Control D is same for, like, rather than dragging it or whatever, you're going down anyway, go down and just press Control D. It will automatically take the formula of the previous one. Or even if you want to go to the next cell, you go to this and press Control R. Control R. Start coming. This Mac has some challenges. You could avoid that, or it's because of the text. See, Control R. It is coming here, but I think there seems to be a challenge with respect to the color. Control R. Seems to be a small challenge with respect to that. But yeah, you need to know Control D will work for the right one too. I've not used it. You're saying Control D will not work. Shouldn't work. Shouldn't work. Control D doesn't work. Control D means down. Control R means R. There's no value after 0. You're right. The reason it's not working is because there's no value after 0. Great. You're right. So we were copying the formula, and thus because there's no value after 0, it's not coming. Good. How did I miss that? Now I want something in middle. That is, I want something that is there here, the type of security. There is debt and there is equity. I want to know that. I want the middle letter. I go to mid and I go to the text and I want the start number to be, let's say, 2. End numbered, I only want one letter. I only want one letter because I only want this F, or is it E? Is it F? F means, let's say, fixed deposit. E means equity. Fixed F could be debt. E is equity. I only need that. Can I get it? I got it. I repeat this process again. I press mid. I want from which letter it has to start, not the third one. Third one is what I want, but it has to start from second letter after N. So it has to start from second letter. So it will start from second letter. So I put comma. I put the start number. Clearly, can you see this start number? It's asking me for start number. I press 2 and I press, how many letters do I need? Only one letter. I want to know if it's F or if it's E. I press 1 and enter. Okay. So it has to start from letter 3. What is happening here? Okay. So yeah, start from letter. It is the third letter which we need. The start number is 3. 3, third letter we need it. So we do 3, comma 1. How do we say 2 here? And the same way, double click and you get it. Throughout. Here we forgot to double click. Select this, double click. We are done with mid. Next, I want to find if a particular letter is there or not. So find and search is something where you want to know that, hey, this is 006 K0101, but I want to check if where is the particular letter K in this particular ISIN. So what I will do is equal to find the text. What text I want to find? Letter K. Let's say I just want to find letter K. From which text? This text. Start number is whatever you see in the square brackets, it's a given that it's just optional. You can just enter without putting anything in the square brackets wala formula. Remember, when you're putting a formula, it asks you what you want. Finding text, what is there within text? It's asking you what do you want within which text. So you just put that. First thing is find what text, I want letter K to be found. Within what text? B6. B6 is the particular number I want. And I just press enter. And it is in the 7. Why is percentage? I change it to number. It is the 7th letter. Is it correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It is correct. 7th letter, I find it. Or I can also do is equal to find bank. Within what text? Here I had banks. Start number, I don't care. It can start from wherever it is. Enter. 6th letter of HDFC Bank is letter bank. It's showing very clearly. If it is not showing here, that means it is not there. Bank as a word is not there. All of you with me? I think we slightly stopped interacting. So let's see. All of you with me? I'll wait for at least a 50 yeses before I go ahead. Some of you might be sleeping on your Excel. The best part is Vinay. Vinay, whenever I ask for an yes or no, he at least puts S. Done. We'll go to the next part. One thing I want to teach you, which is again of this part, is, sir, I see this value error coming in. I don't want it to come. It looks very bad. So that time what to do is you go to this is equal to, add one more formula before find. If there is an error, tab, again, remember, you don't need to type the whole thing, is equal to, if there is error, you go to this particular thing, if error, not NAFS, whatever, if error, just put tab, it will select the if error, whatever the value comes, comma, we value if it is error, please tell not a bank. And press this. Brackets close, enter. So is this their 6th letter? Yes, it is there, sir. It is there here, sir. But I know it is not there in this value. So is it value error? What happens? Not a bank. Show it's a not a bank. Not a bank. That's all. Can you do this for all of them? So we have a lot of them which is not a bank. Helps me understand where the bank is and where it's not a bank. I find it. Oh, but what is the difference between search and find, sir? Then what is the difference between search and find? The only difference between search and bank is, let's say, can you see bank here? Let me just small change I'll make. I made a small change by changing capital B to small b. Correct? What did you see here? Is there a bank? It says no bank. Price size sensitive. That means it is sensitive to the caps. Let me go copy this and take this and say search. Just to search the letter bank, capital bank. Within what text I want? Within the column L. Correct? Start date, I don't care. Enter. It's a value error. It says value error across. What is the problem here? Checking for bank. We're searching for it within the text. Still not coming. Should be able to get it even if it's caps. Sometimes the Excel always has this problem. Let's try this. Let's come to in the Windows. When I come to the Windows, I'll go to bank. But for now, you all understood fine? Good. Hmm. Okay. Now let's go to search. The only difference is it's case sensitive. Already sent that. Okay. The search part of it is only case sensitive. Lower and proper is already discussed. But let me discuss something with you that, as I told you, that I don't like find to be all caps. So I just put lower, enter. It is all small caps. That's the only difference. Lower versus proper to upper. That's all is the difference. So find is used to find the position of the letter or word we are looking for from the correct. Find is used to find the position of that letter or that particular word in the within that particular text. Where is it coming from? Why is it used? Generally, it is used to get to know. Look, the practical application depends on which role you are at. Okay, but you just need to know, as Selvam said, it is used to find the letter at which that particular word comes. So if bank, sometimes what happens is if bank is in the end, that means it will not be considered. Let's say if NBFC, if bank is in between the particular name, I want it to be considered as NBFC. If it is not there, if it is at the 10th letter or 20th letter, then I want it to be considered as a full-fledged bank, something like that. It depends on what the scenario is. So why in HDFC bank came at 6, not 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means HDFC is 4 letters. There is a space in between that is considered as 1 letter, or there's space, and then B. Good, Selva. Good job on that. It is because of the space. Okay. Now, coming to the next part. Let's try and revise all the things. We are done with left, right, mid, find, and search, and lower and proper. Search not done. I think there seems to be a challenge in this Mac. Sometimes happens. And we are done with, not done with this. When we go to Windows, we have to go through this too. Then pivot tables, yes. Conditional formatting, yes. Let's try and finish these. Right? So let's try and say, I wanted to see something, right? Something which kind of hit my head was, I'm seeing there is US. There's one. Then there's how many US are there in this row? 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this, or however I'm doing, very feasible again? It's not feasible again. Great. Thank you, Kishan. Use count. Thanks for the order. Kishan is used to order things, huh? Use count. But if I do count, if I use count, Kishan told me to use count. I'm using count. I use count. I'm getting 0. Kishan, what to do? Count def. Thanks, Payal. Thanks, Uma. Kishan, you can't just order me this that way. Kishan, tell me to use count def. So what I do is, first step, understand count cannot be used on text. For Kishan, I tell you, count should only be used on numbers. So we have 124 cell which has numbers. Let's say I delete this, it is only 123. So there are 124 cells, but 124 cells, but 123 filled cells. There's one unfilled cell in that. Thus, it's 123 now. If I delete this, it becomes 122. Delete this, 121. So remember that counts the number of filled cells with a number, not with the text. But sir, I want to know with the text. Like sometimes I have a class of 70 people, but I don't know. Sometimes it changes the number of people who are attended, who have not attended. So what will I do then, sir? If it's a person's name or whatever it is, count A. You count A. If it's a text, you do something called count A. In this case, it was a count A. But sometimes there's also some blank cells which you told me, right? Like in this case, you can clearly see this, sir. These cells are blank. So I want to know how many cells are blank like that. So I do count blank. Do this, take all of them and enter. There are 14 cells that are blank. But now, as we discussed, we wanted how many have US securities. How many US securities do we have? Count if is what we use. What do we use? Count if. We use count if. This is the range. And I can either select or type US. Let's try and type US. I would assume 21 securities are there. But one quick tip to everyone sitting here. Don't type text like this. Always go ahead with typing it in some, take this particular cell, Control Alt V somewhere, not just randomly, but yeah, obviously in another sheet or somewhere more, neater. Like let's say here, you say Control Alt V and go take IN, Control Alt V, and then here is where you do COUNTIF. This is Excel etiquette for you to make sure that it's there in the right place. Control COUNTIF, range is this. There is the range. What do I want? It's right next to this. I want to check if how many are US. Enter. Same thing I want for this, but there's a mistake here. Anybody wants to tell me I Control C and Control V? I mean, the formula is same. COUNTIF is taking this range and taking IN, but there is a mistake here. Anybody wants to tell me? Great. First cell not selected. Good. Starting from D3. D3 or R3? Okay, that's fine with D. Last Y3. That's a good point. Y3 is correct. Richard, Y3 is correct. Selvam, reference cells gets changed. That's the way you talk, right? Not taking R3. All of them are correct, right? R2, not taking R2. All of them are correct. No, it should start from R2, but start talking the language of Excel. You have to say reference cells are changed. Your reference cells was supposed to be R2 to R125. So how do you do that? You go back, you select these and just press F4. If your function is locked, you need to press F1 escape and then do F4. Or no, I want my function to be this way. Always press F1 F4. Fn F4. But those who have unlocked their function, you can just press F4. What are you pressing, all of you in the chat box? What should you press? F4. Perfect. F4 and enter. Uske baad, what will I do here? What can I press? Short form? Control? Let's see how many can remember. Control D. Great. Now you see another one added. This can be a small error, but let's say if I have more, Canada, if I have can, if I have Belgium, whatever it is, Belgium, GR, GR is GR, I think Germany is GR. And there's only 2 letters actually. Okay, so if I have such things, let's say if I just do Control D without, having these reference cells fixed, it'll be a big problem. So let's say if I just put CN here, I have one. I'll post PL here, I have one more. So these are just for you to show that how it's automatic, but these are how you do COUNTIF. Next, I want to know if it is in Indian, how much is the total value? Those which has. So first of all, I'm like, look, how much is this guy value as on the reported date? Let me just take a look. I do Control Shift T. In Macs, it's Control Shift T. In Windows, it's Control Shift plus. Control Shift plus, and you get the total. All of you got me? Or you just do is equal to sum. Go here. Is equal to sum. Take this whole thing. Enter. You got it? You got your sum. You got your sum, but I want only those which have IN here. What will I do? I want Kishan to tell me what should I do. I'll repeat F4 while Kishan tells me what I should do if I want only those Indian firms to get added. But I'll repeat F4. Now what I'm saying is just removing the F4 for now. Okay, what I'm saying is, look, these are the reference cells, R2 to R125. If I just do Control D here, what happens is R2 to R25 should be my range, correct? This whole thing is my range from R2 to until here is my range. But if I Control C and Control V, give me a moment, Control V, the reference cells change to R3 to R25 because it will keep moving, right? That's how Excel works. It's a dynamic thing. You move from here to here, it will automatically take the S column. It will from AA to AB to take, it will automatically move to T column. This is a dynamic thing. Wherever you copy it, that's where it goes. But I don't want it to be dynamic. If I don't want it to be dynamic, if I want to fix it, what I'll put is a dollar sign. I just put a dollar sign next to it. R2K next dollar sign, R next dollar sign, 126 next dollar sign. I do the dollar sign. But I do want to do dollar sign manually. For that, there is a shortcut. The shortcut to not do manually is select the letters you want to have, the dollar sign. Press F4, F4, and F4. I mean, just press once F4. Okay. So now, if I press F4, the dollar signs come again. You can clearly see this. I'll show you that again. If you press F4 one more time, you see this here. Here you can see R se next, only 2 will have the dollar sign. Only R will have dollar sign. That means only R is fixed. 2 and 15 will change. That means I want R to be fixed, but if it goes down, it should go down. What do I mean by that? That means the Y2 is also fixed in this case. That is wrong. Y2 should not be fixed. I think we did that by mistake. F4. Okay. What I'm saying is R should remain fixed, but it can go to R3. It can go to R4. That is what is only R being fixed. But I don't want only R being fixed. I want everything to be fixed. I at least want 2 and 125 to be fixed. So what I'll do is I press an F4 again. I press an F4 again and fix everything. R also I fix. I mean, number also I fix. Row also I fix. That is called fixing the reference cell. That is by putting the dollar sign. And the shortcut to put the dollar sign is F4. Yeah. Repeated F4. Waiting for Kishan to tell me what to do if I want to add only the Indian companies. Kishan has gone to sleep. Huh? INR to, okay, I'll take Surya's, but before Surya, I want you to repeat that question a little later. As of now, we'll do with some F and finish those things, and I'll come to INR to and things like that. Okay. So sum F is where we go down to this part. I want to sum this, but only if sum if, or I'll do this here, right here for you, so it's easier. Sum if the range is this whole thing, comma, do I have to take 125? I have to take 125, it's correct. Comma, criteria is the range is this. Sorry, the range is this. Criteria is IN, or the better way to put it is this. Next is some range. Again, there's a small error. That is, what should I do here? There's something which I'm missing here. Everyone see the formula? What am I missing here? Value for this is correct, but this is not correct. Why? What am I missing? We already discussed this in the previous. Sum if correct, but what is missing? Correct. Referencing. Good, Devan. Good. The referencing is again not done. I have to reference it. Just press an F4. Just press an F4. Enter. Does change slightly. This is called sum if. You have done count if. Let's go to this formula, all formulae which we wanted to do. We did sum. Oh, did we not do average? We can do an average in a moment. Let's just do average for a second. Average investment. This guy value, average value per investment is equal to average. I take everything of his value, enter, that's all. I get about 18 lakhs. Every investment of his is worth about 18 lakhs. So that is averaging his whole n column. Okay, so all of you with me? Any doubts? Sir, and didn't get the sum of. Sum if is simple. Let's try again. Let's just quickly check this. Sum if is, I put sum if tab. The range I want is where the ifs are. Here, column R. The moment I did it, F4 I pressed, done. I go to column R. That is where my IN, US, CN is there. Comma. Criteria I want is US. Where is my sum range? It is asking me, clearly asking me. Where's my sum range? Sum range is here. Value as a report date. Done. And enter. Even this F4. F. is done. Control D. This is what is SUMIF. Now let's go to the all formulae and I'll try to explain something which has been asked. What is the difference between COUNTIF and SUMIF or count? Count means you will count the number of cells that has a number. That means in our case, count was, hey, can you just tell me the number of cells which has a number? 124 cells. Good. Count A is number of cells that has a text above. That is again 124, 124. Count if means count only if this particular column has US in it. Count only if you see this particular thing as more than 5,000, right? As of now, I put US as a letter, but let's say if I'm in numbers, I say count if this particular values in this values number if the criteria is more than a random number. I need to put inverted commas. Only 57 has more than about 10 lakhs, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is 10 lakhs. This is 10 lakhs. Only 57 rows has more than 10 lakhs. If I want more than 20 lakhs, count only if the security has more than 20 lakhs, 22. More than 30 lakhs, 11. More than 40 lakhs, 5. You see that? I just need to change the number. And here I'm changing. I don't need to change here. If I do this, more than this, enter, and I'm like, hey, more than 50,000. Just try this. It has to change as a number, but that's all. Right? Change as a cell more than 40 lakhs. That is what COUNTIF is. You're counting only if it is more than 40 lakhs. So that is count. So hope you got it. But so Payal, the understanding is count is the number of cells that has a number. Count if is count only if this particular decision. That means if it is more than 40 lakhs, if it has letters US, or if it is anything, that is count if. Sum if is again same thing. Sum, that is add everything only if this particular matter is condition is sorted. So sum is just add everything. Sum if means sum only if this particular value is next to a row called US, next to a row called CN and Canada or India, like that. That is sum if. Sum only if that is condition is met. These are the 4 things. That's a summary. And this is what we are done with. Okay. So if and ifs, S is added for multiple but not able to do it. So ifs means you are putting 2 conditions. I don't want to dwell into that right now with everyone, but ifs means you're putting 2 conditions. It has to also do this and this. Yeah, everyone's asking if it is more than one, what to do. Another session, man. Okay, another session, because we have quite a few things to also would love to discuss. So we'll do it another session. Okay. Any other question before we move forward? Tell me, what is it, related to find or search? Tell me, what's the question? you first have to find, and then you need to put, you know, a left. You need to find an MD, a mid, and then you need to find, you put a find. The moment you find it, then you have to put a mid to it. You need to visualize this better, actually. Not able to visualize this in the Excel. But yes, let's try that. We'll try that by the end of it, if we can do it. Find would be more case sensitive. I mean, find is more comprehensive, yes, but it's always not one is better than the other. It is sometimes I don't want those with smaller letters to be even considered. So I really want search. Find is more comprehensive, but it's also not accurate if I want it to be. So that's how it is. Actually, someone had a question and I want to discuss that in this break. We have a 3-minute break until 4:10, so you can just go out and come. And somebody had a very important question. So could you show us the use of the tool for currency exchange rate? Surya had a question. Good, Surya. Yeah. So Surya, this is how it is done. I'm just opening a new sheet, or let me just go to this financial thing and then say it's INR by USD, let's say. You go to this data and you go to this thing and put currencies here. Just press this. That's all. You put INR/USD and then go here to the right side, insert data, and then put, let's say, price. So you need 0.01 USD for INR. So let's just change this to USD by INR, which is more, which makes more sense. So it is 84.95 for an expensive thing. Same thing if I do USD by, I think it's JPY, then it is GBP. JPY is Japan, GBP is London, and then let's try a last one. This is how it's done, Surya. Hope it's clear. 2 more minutes, a quick break. Today's exchange rate, yes, it does take today's exchange rate. Certainly, it does take as of that moment, but it takes broadly today's exchange rate. Time update. What do you want, Richard? Time update in that what? Okay. Yeah, it does show current exchange rate. Yes, Kishan. And couldn't understand what we did. We did a lot in time update. So you can take a look. Or you don't get it, you can take a quick understanding of this. The formula is very clear. Today, now, then you put network days, number of days difference, number of working days difference, then number of days left. You don't need to think of this. Just think of this. Number of days left. Then number of years left. This. Then you put month. What month is it? September. Number you want, it's 9. Year you want, 2024, it's there. Which day of the month it is, 22nd the day, that's also there. If you put day, then you want December, you put text, DEC, you put text, YYY for year, and for the day, you put text, D's, letter D, you get the day. This is what you do. Here we discussed concatenate. We discussed concat. Then after that, we went here. We discussed left, right, mid, find and find, sum if, count if. Now we'll be going to the next part of it, which is VLOOKUP and index match. So let's go to this. Let's put a investment. Okay, we'll start with VLOOKUP. Okay, for VLOOKUP, let's see if we can go to VLOOKUP is an important formula where you're looking up for a particular value or particular thing, like let's say profit after tax. You know HDFC Bank profit after tax, you want to know? You can go to this, you go down and you say, okay, profit after tax is this. Also, you want to know something else, let's say, other bank operations. What is the other bank operations ka income? 2,274. But this is manual looking. Is it feasible? Again, we have discussed it's not. Can we automate it? We can. So what do is we look up for profit after tax by the formula. How do we do this? Is equal to, this is important, all of you take note, is equal to we look up tab. What is the lookup value I want? Profit after tax. Profit after tax, comma, table array, which I have is this. This is my table array. This is the table array. I take the whole table, whatever I want, how much ever I want, it's fine, comfortable. But remember one thing which I did here. I can take how much ever I want to the right side, but what did I start with? Column B, because profit after tax is in column B. So you should always at least have which column the word you are searching for is there. Profit after tax is the word I'm searching for. Profit after tax is in column B. So that should be the first row, B7 to O79. B7 is the first row. Then I go comma, which column I want. This is column 1, B is column 1. Why is B column 1? A is supposed to be column 1. But because I've started with column B, then B becomes column 1. 2008 becomes in C column 2. 2009, column 3. Just like that. So even though B is column 2, if you just look at A, B, C, D, but if you look at VLOOKUP perspective and the formula which we have put, B is the first column, C is the second column, D is the third column. I want from 2009, which is in column D, which is column 3 or column 4. I want you all to tell me. Column D is it 2009 is in which column? Column D? Yes or no? It's column 3 or column 4? Vinay says column 4. Shivani says column 4. Why is it column 3? We discussed this just now. So anybody wants to tell Vinay and what's another 4? Vinay said column 4 because we selected from column 3. Good. So in the table array which we did, B7 to O79, B7 becomes column 1 and C becomes column 2 B becomes column 3. So I want from 2009. So I will put first B3, that is profit after tax, which I want. And I'll select the whole thing, B7 to 79, and then put column 3. And then the next thing, again, square bracket. Sir, you said square bracket is absolutely not necessary. Why do I have to do it? Remember, at least in VLOOKUP, I would suggest you to actually look into the square brackets one. Is it a true, that is approximate match, or false exact match? I would always suggest you to look at for a false, that is exact match. I would want like an exact match for whatever I want in my column, B, whatever I'm searching for. So I already have profit after tax. I want exactly, it should just look like profit after tax. If it is approximate, it might even take profit before tax. The accuracy can just be close. So I want exact. So I'll take a exact match. Enter. Okay. I enter this. I got 2252. Is it correct? I want to take a look. I'll go back to OGFin. I like profit after tax in 2009. Is it correct? 2252. Yes. I've also put VLOOKUP and match for this. I wanted to go into a little more details, but I think this is a little more fancier for us to take a deep and dwell into. Probably session 2 we'll look into this, but because it's a nested thing, always it's a nested thing. But we will try to do something else with this. Okay, as of now, did we get the right answer? 2252. We did get it. But let's say I want, to find out something else. That is, I want to just change this number 2008. As of now, I wanted 2009. And for me to get 2009, I want it automated. Can you see this automated? I want 2010 automated 2011. So I want it like this, sir, because I'm putting number 3, number 4. All this is something which is in my head. I have to again go look at where 2011, which column it is coming from and all that. How can I automate this? The way you automate this is you go, let's try this. Okay, let's try this here. I've already done this here so that you can, when I've sent the Excel sheet, or whoever has the Excel sheet, if you have it handy, but if you don't have it, you will get it. But let's do it here again. 2010. Okay, is equal to VLOOKUP is correct. Lookup value, I want B3 again. Table array, I will go back to OGFin. I will search here to here. Is column B the first row? Correct. Column B is the first column. Good. I am done with this. Comma. Column index number. I would have put what? 3. Again 3 here. Let's say I want 4. Whatever it is. 2010 I want 4. But I want to automate this. For now I'll put 4. And what I'll put? Exact match. I'll put exact match. Enter. Did I get for 2010? 2010, which I've automated? Yes, I've gotten because I put column 4. It was column 4. But I want 4 to be automated. How will I automate 4? Anybody has? Yeah, I mean, I can just change the number also. You can get, yes, 4. I put 5. I'll get 2011. Yes. Column index number means that what is which. Okay, now I want for which year? 2009. Column index number means, in this case, it is 2 or 3. Okay. Column index number 2 or 3 I'm adding is from B. As I told you that time, from B, which column number is it? 2009. From B, C is column 2. D is column 3. Can you see it? If you see here also, it will come to the left side corner. You don't need to count every time. 1, 2, 3. You can see it here also. Can you see down? All of you? 3. So every time I have to go, I have to press 3. If I want 2009, I have to press 3. Let's say I want 2010, I have to go back I have to select, oh, 2010 is in column 4. I can count, I can see this column 4. I'll go here, I'll put column 4. I need 2010, so I put column 4. But can I automate this number column 4? I can. How do I do that? I go down to this, I go back, I'll put match. Match is the, or I will try and show you that here. Match. I match. The lookup value I want is, in this case, 2010. 2010. And lookup array I want is, go to client, OGFIN. I select this from B. I have to start from B2. Even this I have to start from B. B. Again, I will try exact match and then enter. It's in column 4. I had to put manually. Now I'm putting automatically. I can either replace this 4 with this, enter, or copy this whole formula, Control C, remove this E4, Control V, remove the is equal to here, done. So now if I change it to 2011, automatically it will change. Give me a different number. 2012, 2013, profit after tax, 2013. I got my value. All of you with me? Any doubt? That's what they are. Rather than just putting in C3, 4, change it to 5, like that, I am doing an automated one. I get this number automatically by using match. So either I copy paste the formula here, which I did, I get the number 4, or I just do the formula in a different cell. I link it to 7. If I want 2008 again, this will automatically become 2. I'll repeat this. Match is equal to match. What do I want? 2008 to be matched from lookup array where I want, from this particular row. I get from this particular row. B is column 1, C is column 2, then comma, exact match I want. 2008 ka exact, 2009 exact I have. I also put there 2009 exact. I want exact match. Enter. 2. Column is 2. But I want 2011. It is 5, and it automatically takes it. All of you with me? We look up and match. A little tricky. Or if you got it, we look up, you got it. VLOOKUP was done separately. VLOOKUP, I will do the VLOOKUP again, is equal to, I want what? Let me delete this and I'll do the whole VLOOKUP again, because VLOOKUP is very important. I'll do the whole thing again, it's fine. Is equal to VLOOKUP, tab, I press tab. What is the value I want as of now? Profit after tax. Profit after tax I want. Table array from where? I go to OGFIN. Where is profit after tax? Column B. That should be my first column. If I'm searching for, let's say, something else and it is in column G, that should be the first column. For now, column B is the first column. I take the column B. I just go here. I just select the whole thing. Just randomly select. B should be first column. Until where I go, it is until where I want. Okay. I am going until here. Then I also generally press F4 because it should be locked. This particular, arrays should be locked. Then I need column index number. What is column index number representing here? Which column you want the value to come from? You'll ask me for profit after tax. Okay, I'll go to that row. I'll go to profit after tax. But from which row? Is it 2008 ka column, 2009 ka column, 2010 ka column? I'm like, sir, go to second column, which is 2008. Go to third column, which is 2009. Go to fourth column, which is 2010. Something which I have to put. 2010 is column 4 because 2008 is column 2, 2009 is column 3, 2010 is column 4. I know it manually. This whatever I'm telling you is manual. So I put 4. and then comma again. Range lookup. Do I need an approximate or exact match? We've always discussed as much as possible, we want an exact match. So I put an exact match. So if you don't put anything, it will take an approximate match. So put false for an exact match. Then press enter. So 2010 profit after tax. Can I check? Can I go to OG Fin? Go to 2010. First, shall I go to profit after tax? Where is profit after tax? Let me search for it. That's why search profit after tax 2010 3033. Can I go back here? 3033. Yeah, obviously decimals, but that's fine. I just can change the decimals. 3033. That is good. But if I want 2011, is it changing automatically? No. I have to do what? 4, I have to change to 5. If I want 2012, I have to change it accordingly. But I want it to change automatically. What will I do? I go here is equal to match. Match is the one which will try and give me the number. The number of the column it is there. That let's say 2011. Which column is 2011 there? Which column number is 2011 present at? So it goes to is equal to match. The lookup value is 2011. The lookup array which has to find. Where will I have to find? In OGFin. This again, it has to start from B. Remember, it has to start from B. Okay, it starts from B, comma. I want exact match. Enter. Column 5. So that means from B, if you come from B, it is exactly in the column 5. Okay. I don't need to every time go here and check. It's in column 5. So this number 5 can be replaced with this cell, or you can also replace it with the whole formula. All formula, or you replace it with the particular cell. Now, if I change this to 2012, this will also change. All of you with me? Should profit after taxes be exact? Yes, it has to be exact. Let us try and check. You are saying taxes. Can I do taxes? Error. I'm just changing it to one more letter. Error. It has to be exact. If you think it is not exact, then you do, let's say it is taxes, and then you do not exact match, approximate match. You are getting some random number because it could be profit before tax. Because it's seeing profit, okay, same hoga. Because the Excel doesn't know how different profit before tax and profit after tax is. Let's try and see. 5,992. Let's say 2009. What is it taking? 3437. 2009 to 3497. I'll go to this. What is profit after tax? 1592. Where is 3497 coming? 2009 3437. It's taking from other income. Very random. So that's why I say always take exact match. Exact match, false. Enter, let it come error, and then you're like, oh, it should profit after tax, not taxes. You get the right value. Let's go to chat box. So match is replacing the part where we are putting the column number. Exactly. You're right, Devyan. Can you explain the replacement of cell a little slow? Replacement of cell. Replacement of column number. Look, nothing. Look here, I am putting 3, right? As of now, I'm just putting 3. Right? Enter. But rather than 3, I just go here slowly, tax space 3, then put the cell 3. put the cell 3, enter. So 2010, it will change. No, I don't want to, link it to another cell. Means I go back here, copy this thing, then go back here, remove the, again, column index number, backspace, go paste this, and is equal to should not be there because it will mess up. Already is equal to is here. 1 is equal to is enough. One formula, I mean, one Excel, 1 is equal to is enough. If you put 100 formula also, 1 is equal to is enough. So 1 is equal to is enough. I'll remove this is equal to, enter, get this 3033. That means you don't even need this row. So I don't even need this row. You can just delete this row. So this is VLOOKUP with match. So VLOOKUP we have seen, with match we have seen. Now we will come to index match. Before that, any doubts? Quickly, let's check. That's done. We have done quick, VLOOKUP twice already. So no, we have done thrice because we've done once without to start off with, and then 2 times with index match and with, with match. So I would like you to go through the formula again. I want to know how many of you got to know. If most of you didn't get to know like Sonu, then we have to repeat. If you're, most of you got it, at least if I get a 50 yeses or whatever, I will go ahead with index match. I just got 10, man. Just got 10. Good. Now let's go to index match. A client comes to you and tells that, hey, on 11th April 2022, I invested in some instrument and I'm not getting to know which one. It's a huge database. Can you please help me? You go to client and you'll be like, हाँ 11 December कहाँ है? Okay, 11 December investment date में कहाँ है? 2 ways to do it. Number 1, you just go here and you'll be like, filter कर लो. Then you just put a filter and just do this and go to this, filter this whole thing, or like filter this whole thing. Then go to this 11, 2022 is what he needed. Let's go to 2022. Let's go to April. Even in April, he wants 11th. So let me just search for 11th and apply filter. There's only one instrument, HDFC dividend yield. Okay, sir, you have invested in HDFC dividend yield on 11th October. Okay, 11th April, okay, but what about 14th October? Like, sir, I mean, every time I have to search, no? So what will I do is do index match. There's a bunch of dates even here. Let's try to do an index match to all of them. Let's try to do two things. First thing, we have to change this. Control 1, date. You go to date, 14 March, date. I mean, this is the format I like. I press OK. And it's pressed. Now, this is the place. Now, I don't want to keep copy and pasting it. Whenever he asks, he asks, okay, 21st, 22nd November, sir, done. I give you this. I don't want to do that. I want it to have specific values inbuilt. How will I do it? I go to data. I go to data validation. In data validation, I press data validation here again. In this, I'll repeat this. Let me say again. I am here. Data. I go to data. I want only these values to come here. That's why. I don't want, if it tells 22nd November, I don't want to type 22 November 20. I want it to be a searchable thing. I want it to be part of like a list. So I go to data. I go to data validation. I want to allow only those dates. First of all, I want to only allow dates, let's say. I want to only allow dates. Suppose I only want to allow date from random date. Let's take any date. 23rd. Or you can randomly put this date from F1 to, let's say we'll take 11 December 23. Select this date. Where is 11 December 23? We'll take this date. Only between these two dates. Okay. It should be only between these two dates. It cannot be between anything. And you press OK. And when you do that, is 11th April 2022 between 21st August and 11th December 23? It is. Let's say I put 11th April 1990. It doesn't take. The value doesn't match the data validation restrictions. Shall I try another one? 11th April 2018. Is it close, sir? Why is it not taking? It is not, because we had decided which cells 21st August 2019 to December 11 December 13. Right? This done to this one. That's all. So it cannot, first of all, it won't take anything else. Let's say if I try to say December, I know actual, something like that. It won't, because it's a date. Only dates can come. This is called data validation, where it restricts from only taking a specific number. So can I do something else, sir? Like, I don't want this restriction. I want it to be part of a list. Let's do it in a list. Go to data validation again. Data, go to data. 1 second. How to select the range? Let's do that. Good question, Vishnu. Vishnu is asking, how do I select a range? I don't want to, have restrictions on the date. I want it to be any list. It can be date, it can be advisors, it can be instrument, anything. I want it to be a list which has to be selected. Go to data again. Go to data validation. Put this date to, change it to list. And what is the source of that list? It is F11. It is saying F11 to this F165. This is the only things that should come there. I'm like, okay, done. So if I want something, if he says, sir, I have invested in 12 Jan 2023, can you please tell me where is it? And I just search for 12 Jan 23. I press this, I get this. If I want something else, some other date, this. But no, I want instrument name. Let's say I take 5 instruments, or let's say 5 banks. This SBI, HDFC, Index, ICICI, Kotak, ICICI. Okay, let's say these 4 banks. Okay, I want it to be 4 banks. Same way, go to data validation, go to list. Source should be these 4. I select these 4, G11 to G14. I press OK. And now this I can't put, let's say, Kotak, ICICI, HDFC. I can't put IDFC. It won't take. It won't take. Like retry. Enter. It won't take. But I can only put HDFC, Kotak, SP. All of you got it? All of you with me on data validation? All of you understood how to do data validation? Very simple. Perfect. We will end with index match, unfortunately. Quite a few other things. Okay, so now I want 18 Jan 2023. I want the investment name to be there. How do I do this? I put is equal to index. I go to client. Index is from where I want the name to come from. So index is what? Content sheet. This is the sheet you have to search for arriving at an answer. I want the investment name. Where are the investment names? This is the investment name list. So, sir, can first select the investment name list, sir. Selected the investment name list. The row number from which you have to select. That means, again, in my case, I want a 1 second. Is just a moment. Let us select the whole thing. I want to just select the one part. Okay. Don't see the upper one. Take a look at the down one. A reference. From where you are referencing. Then row number. The row number you want is, I want row number for 12th August 2023. Where is it? Row number of 12th August 2023 is, let's say, I want here. Let's say it's 21st August 19. It's row number 4. I have to put 4. Okay. I have to put 4 and I press enter. I get the right fund. But can I, is it, okay, I want 18 Jan 23. I go back here to client and I find 18 Jan 23. Which row is this? I find, oh, 18 Jan 23 is here. So it's row number 27 because 28, one column will be left for heading 27. So, and the answer is Edelweiss balanced fund. So I go back here, I press 27. Can you please give me the 27th row one? Oh, Edelweiss balanced fund, got it. But I can't do it. Again, it's extremely time consuming for me to do that. Find number of, at what number 18 Jan 23 is. So I do what we did before. Any guesses to find the number? Perfect. Parthasarathi, got it. So we do a match function. I do go to M. Match will give me the number. Match. What should I match? 18 Jan 23. What should be my lookup array? This is my array from the investment date. If I select from here, I think I want to tell you something else. If I'm selecting from here, from J, column J, and this is from D2, but this is from J1, will it give me a correct answer? Match type is exact, is 0. For exact, you can put a 0. Is it giving me correct answer? Why is it giving me Aditya Birla? Any guesses? It was Edelweiss, right? Edelweiss was the right answer. Any guesses? Anyone want to guess? Why is it giving me Aditya Birla? It has to give me Edelweiss. Small error is there. See the formula if you want. Ashna on the point. It should be J2. Good, Shivani. It should be J2. But I can't do these small things every time. No, every time I can't go to J2 and put it out. Every time I can't keep doing it. It's slightly time consuming. Don't you think? So what I can do is I can do 27th row it has to come. It will say if I take from J1, 27 rather than 27, it will come as 28. Am I right? If I just take the match column, I'll just show you. It was supposed to come 27. We saw that 18 Jan 23 was 27. But if I take this, it will come as, it's coming as 21. Okay. What I will do is I will do a plus minus 1. What a plus 1? I think 18 Jan 23 was not plus 1. I mean, 18 Jan 23. Did we change it? I think there's another one before this. You can clearly see this. HDFC balance advantage. So it will take the first one. Always remember, whichever is the first one, it will take. We were seeing this. We missed the first one. We were seeing this. But we missed this HDFC balance advantage. So if you see this HDFC balance advantage, the first one is seen. How did I do it? I took it from J1 only. But the difference is I did -1. Because I'm annoyed every time I can't search for J2 and do it. I just want to take the whole row. Take J1 to the whole thing, man. Don't give me no waste my time. It will come 22, yes. It was supposed to come 22, but if I take J2, which is the right way to do without -1 plus 1, I'll get 20. I don't even need this. If I change it to J2, I can just remove -1. HDFC balance advantage will come. But if I take from J1, then I have to do a -1. This is just an additional information for you. You ideally do it from J2 because D2 say you started, J2 say you start. But in case you are like slightly, every time you want to automate things or whatever, do press a -1. If you're taking from heading, and if you're not taking heading for client, the first row, then do -1. Okay, I am done. Let us quickly go to the one sheet and just say what all we've done. Okay. Oh, we're not done with PMT REDPA. Do you want to do PMT PVFV? All of you? Anyone? What I've done is, because of the lack of time, it's fine. So I already have it here. PMT is very simple. That means, let's say, what is the present value if I pay 4,522 at an interest rate of this? I just put PV. Rate is this, but this is monthly, so I divided by 12. Then NPER is number of months. Remember, this is monthly installment, so this is also number of months. So this should be 2 into 12. Then payment. What is the payment every single month? 4,522. Then FV. Is there some future value coming for me? Let's say if it's a debt instrument, I might get some 50,000 or whatever. If it is not, nothing. 0. That's all. Enter. I'm like -1 lakh. This is because we are saying we are giving 4,522. If we are getting, then we just put a minus here. We get 1 lakh. We are going to get 1 lakh if 2 years monthly installment of whatever we are doing, the present value of that is 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh. Then future value, let's say if I'm giving an SIP amount, this is something which is very common. People will keep asking, if I put 10,000 every month, 12% interest rate, 5 years, what is it? It's a very common question. Let's just quickly do it. FV.
Satvik, probably your screen is not visible. You are referring to other seat.
Okay, just stop it. Let's just try and do this. Let's just is it visible? Perfect. Let's try to wrap it up quickly. Okay, so what I'm saying is equal to FV. This is a very common question, right? I have already, as I told you, that common question. I see a lot of Ankur Bariku videos also on this, and he just uses this formula, that is equal to FV, and the rate is this. Again, is this SIP amount monthly or yearly? Right? This is if SIP amount is monthly, then 12% divided by 12 rate, right? Rate is this. NPER means number of years or number of months. In this case, number of periods. NPER means number of periods. We do F into 12 because it's all monthly. If it was yearly, I would have just kept it as 5. And then comma payment. I'm putting 10,000 every single month. 10,000, comma, then present value. Do I already have a lump sum with me? If I don't, if it's only SIP, then keep it like that. Okay. If it is square brackets, you don't need to put anything. Okay. So you don't need to put anything. So I just keep it like that and I just press an enter. So you will have in 5 years 8,16,696 if it grows at 12% and you put 10,000 every single month. Okay, this is something which you would have seen 100 times. For 20 years, if you invest, what will happen? It's so big that you will get a hashtag here. So, you'll get a crore, right? For 20 years, you put 10,000, 12% interest rate, you get a crore. Okay, compounding every single month, huh? This is compounding every month. We need to change it to compounding every year. But yeah, this is 1 crore. Then let's say, what is the future value if you're paying, similar to what we saw previously. And let's say, what is the interest rate, right? I want to know what is the interest rate. Loan amount is this, 2 years, payment we are putting is 4,522. What is the interest rate? So you just put rate again, in rate, number of periods, again, monthly I'm paying. So N per is 2 years into number of periods is into 12. Payment I'm putting is minus 4,522. It's an outflow. Present value of the total loan amount I'm getting inflow is 1 lakh. Enter. 0.67% monthly. This is monthly. Remember, monthly, and yearly will be 8%. So then last and the final thing is, what is the N per? That is number of periods. If this is the case, what is the number of periods? So this is 24 months, which we are seeing here. Then for your period is this. How do I do N per again? Always look, understand what the formula is asking. N per, rate, it's asking rate. It's asking rate, do 8%. It is monthly or yearly. Monthly divided by 12. Payment, what is the payment? It's here, right here. Present value, what is the loan amount which I've gotten? 1 lakh. Enter. It is 24 months. This is monthly. Remember always what is the denomination, right? That's a very important question. So monthly, 24, then this divided by 12 for the number of years. Number of years is this. I finished this too in a little quicker manner. I understand that I did it a little fast, but I want you to know that it's all about knowing N per, PMT, PV, and rate. Okay, and I tried to do data validation too. We did VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP too, and pivot charts. That's a whole conversation. Conditional formatting and pivot charts is something which we missed. So we tried quite a bit. We did a lot more than what is discussed here, like if function and cleaning up that Excel. So let me stop sharing the sheet.